All right, guys, now we're going to bring up Caroline Turner. She is the president of NORML.
Hi everyone, my name is Caroline Turner. I'm 19 years old and I'm the founder and executive director of NORML. I was not here at last year's Dallas March. I was struggling with severe anxiety at the time, and the thought of being in a large crowd petrified me to my core. I was struggling to function on any level. I was constantly assessing exits, potential threats, and had overall paranoia of external forces. A march would make me too vulnerable, too afraid, and I knew I would have multiple panic attacks before I even arrived at the event. A few months later, I hadn't improved in the slightest, and in a lot of ways it actually got worse. Unaddressed anxiety doesn't go away. It breeds. It takes on new beasts for every single circumstance in your life. I recognized my beasts were multiplying, and although I didn't know how I could possibly change, I realized I needed help. I went to my partner, Marshall, to help me start fixing this mess. He wasn't equipped to handle that kind of responsibility, but our love for each other withstood greater and somehow more overwhelming obstacles even at such a young age. Marshall had always encouraged me to improve myself and get better, but this time I decided to listen. I didn't believe him when he told me it would get better, but I often obliged to things outside of my comfort zone because my love and trust for him was greater and stronger than my demons. One of the first events I was able to make it to was the Cowtown rally in Fort Worth. I tried to get out of it several times, but Marshall insisted we go. He went to the march that I missed, and he knew me well enough to know that this organization was going to be good for me. Even so, neither of us could have possibly known how important this rally would be to both of us in the future. February 7th, 2015 was the day that my life changed forever. When I arrived to the event, my demons arrived with me. They stood behind me, mocking me for trying, shooting insults and making me scared of everything around me. I took a deep breath and sat down to listen to the speakers. 3 people, Barbara Humphreys, Adam Hess, and Jeff Pinder walked the stage and shared their stories one by one. Barbara explained the horrors of having breast cancer at 31 years old with 2 children. Adam explained the tragic suicide of his brother in his youth and the debilitating medical conditions his young son now faces. Jeff explained his 10-year addiction and the loss of his childhood. Each of them explained how they have overcome their struggles with the use of marijuana and how desperately they needed it to become legal in Texas so they could live without fear. I felt something within myself break, a good break, like a barrier holding me back. My fear level dropped, my anxieties loosened. One by one, my demons began to stand up and walk away. Something began to rise in me, inspiration, hope, courage. At that rally, I was a face in the crowd. I was a stranger. I was the person they feared judgment from, yet they didn't know I was hanging on to every single word. Their speeches were riddled with shaking, stumbling over words and crying. They were nervous and uncertain. They didn't know I wanted so badly to go up there and hug all of them and tell them it was going to be okay. Despite this earth-shattering moment I just had, there were fears and anxieties that remained. To say that every single one of my demons left that day would be a lie. I was still too nervous to approach anyone, but this time I knew it wouldn't be that way forever. I had a purpose. I had a reason. I was excited to see what the next day would bring, and I was ready to start my journey of healing through a deeply important cause. These people need safe and legal access to cannabis. A lot of people get hung up on where the journey of life will take them. I had no idea what my journey would bring, and for the first time in a long time, that was okay. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't know what was in store for me. I wasn't ready to know because it would have scared me. I wouldn't have backed down. There's this concept called the butterfly effect. It's the idea that the tiniest, most insignificant change can cause an enormously different result in the future. As Barbara, Adam, and Jeff struggled through their life story, an unimportant and troubled young girl on the front row was listening. These speakers are activists, but underneath it all, they're just normal people. There isn't something inherently special about these speakers that you don't have. I wasn't even mentally capable of attending this march last year, and here I am, not in the crowd, but with a microphone. This issue is greater than all of us. Ending the prohibition of marijuana would start a butterfly effect within itself. Marijuana isn't just a plant to our opponents. It's a tool to promote institutionalized racism and weaken entire minority groups. It's a tool to lead people in the for-profit prison industry. It's a tool for police forces to receive more funding and continue ignorant and fear-mongering policies that directly harm people every single day. What many of us have failed to realize is that the fight for marijuana law reform doesn't require any qualifications. Every single one of you in the crowd have the potential to alter history. Your involvement will not only secure safe access for patients and reduce civil liberties being infringed upon, but it would overall greatly improve the quality of life for millions of people, whether they smoke marijuana or not. You don't have to be special or different. You just have to be you. We live in a democracy. We won't change a damn thing until the people rise up and demand what they deserve. Don't be someone that takes the backseat and reaps the benefits. Don't be the person who says Texas will be the last, or that it will happen eventually. If you're here, then it means you've already started. Don't give